Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Nets World. This your host, your boy, whatever you want to call me. It's your boy, John. So today, we're going to talk more about the draft. There might be a little trade ideas in there too, just because maybe the Nets want to move up. But we're going to look at some players. We know that the Nets have number 21 and they have number 22. So they have options. If they want to stick at 21 and 22, then they can get two players that, maybe could be solid down the line. Or with even Mark's drafting skills, it's like, I wouldn't even mind him sticking right here and picking the two. Like, shoot. Like, Jared Allen, Caris LeVert, these are all players that he's found later on. And if we could get more so talent-wise, not position-wise, but like another Jared Allen and Caris LeVert, that'd be amazing. One is a scorer, but maybe a Caris LeVert without the injuries, maybe. Just a little less injuries. Because that's the only thing stopping Caris from really taking off. But, yeah. If he can find a player to develop, and I trust him because Nick Claxton's a second-round pick. So, he has shown nothing but some trust in picking in the draft right now. So, hopefully, we can just look at some players. I know it won't matter until the draft actually comes around and we find out what he does, because maybe these two picks aren't picked. Maybe they are trade back, or just trade for later on, or trade for another player, or he trades up. There's options. There's so much options. But let's get into this list, this mock draft list that I picked up or looked up. Right now they have us getting Dariq Whitehead and Leonard Miller. I do know Dariq Whitehead just because of 2K. And I mean, a shooting guard, small forward. And the thing is, I might have to look him up, see exactly what he does. Let's look what it says here. Whitehead will have a tough time rising up boards after another foot surgery that limits his workout opportunities. But a promising medical report could also help scouts repicture the scoring wing. There's a name up here, Jordan Hawkins. Where is he? Jordan Hawkins, I heard, was a scorer. Right here. Who they have projected. And he's 21 years old, and it's like, for us, that would be sort of like, it wouldn't be a bad player to get somebody that's 21, not somebody that's 19 years old, 18 years old. It could be somebody that's 21 years old for this team right now. Now, we still need more. We still probably need a star even before we can contend. But somebody that's 21 years old wouldn't even be a problem. The way this current team is constructed, it would be more of a retool and not a rebuild. So, looking at somebody that's 21 and he could be a scoring type, I think Jordan Hawkins could be somebody that, maybe Sean Marks looks into. I'm not sure. I'm not doing scouting. I'm not doing any of this. I'm just here making a video because I feel like it. Leonard Miller, 6'9" size and wing skills. See, there's also, if he decides to stay in the draft, the way I look at this is he has two picks, and if he picks players that could help right now, or maybe not even help right now, he can come over and he could trade Dorian Finney-Smith. He could trade Dorian Finney-Smith to a team. Even like the Thunder. Maybe the Thunder want a little bit more defense. Somebody else that's not 6'3" Lou Dort. Maybe somebody that's a little bit taller than that, which is Dorian Finney-Smith, who Dorian Finney-Smith can cover 5, but he can cover 1 through 5. Or more so 1 through 4 is what I would trust him on. But, Jack Vaughn got a little crazy. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But, it is what it is. But even like the Thunder, who have a whole lot of picks and could probably just use some veteran help at the end of the day, they could look at Dorian Finney-Smith. Maybe they get 12, and maybe the Nets do trade one of the picks. Maybe it's pick 21. Maybe it's pick 22. Maybe it's the second round pick. Who knows? But these are options that could be made even with just the Thunder, because the Thunder, if you just try the trade out with just the pick, it's going to work. Because the Thunder have a whole lot of young players, so they can bring on $14 million. So maybe there's something to be had there with the Thunder. And if you look at this, around the 12th pick, they say Derek Lively. which I heard he has a skill set of like a 3-point shooting big, which is cool, of course. But it's you would have to really see if that would even translate in a way, because a lot of times it's like you can shoot in college, but then when you get to the NBA, it's really not efficient enough for you for the coaches to really be like, yeah, let's just let him keep shooting. So that's something that we would have to wait and see on. But I mean, another big, the Nets can use another big if they don't think Day'Ron Sharper's going anywhere. Then yeah, they could use a Derek Lively. But even around there, like a Taylor Hendricks could be nice. More shooting, maybe Grady Dick for some shooting. Yeah, I don't, realistically, I don't know if he'll get to the Utah Jazz range, because yeah, I don't think he's going to trade for the Utah Jazz. I mean, the only way that I think they would come all the way up here is for some reason if he does trade for the number 3 pick. But again, I don't really think that's going to happen. If there's a trade that the Nets and Portland makes, to be honest, I see it at this current juncture going more towards Dame staying and Portland either trying to get McHale or Pascal, and they end up just getting McHale and maybe like Cam Johnson or something like that, or Nick Claxton. I don't know. I could see it going that way instead, more so than Dame leaving. But I don't know. I'm not in the front offices, so that's why it's going to be a very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting offseason, because there's just a lot of teams that you don't know exactly what they're going to do. Like Portland, like Brooklyn, like Toronto, like the Bulls. Like, there's so much teams that could move around, and it's a lot of times that we will hype up the offseason like this is going to be the offseason, and then nothing really comes of it. But something could come of this. There could be a huge trade. There could be a blockbuster trade, and I feel like there might be a couple of blockbuster trades possibility. Just because I don't know if the Bulls are really going to stay how they are. The Raptors. Raptors just lost Nick Nurse, so I feel like they're probably going to go in some directions with their players. Like, I don't think Fred VanVleet's coming back. I don't think Pascal Siakam is going to be on that team next year, honestly. OG Anunoby probably. I don't know. Unless OG Anunoby ends up being more like a John Collins situation where it's threatened every year that he's going to be traded but never gets traded. That's a possibility too. But Toronto probably doesn't play like that, and OG Anunoby probably won't be on the team. We'll see. We're gonna see. I just think of Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, basically defending everywhere. That would be pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the draft. I know, like I said before, I'm not really well versed into all the college players. I know, of course, the hype of Victor and Scoot. Scoot could be a generational talent, and for some reason, yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, the way I feel about this is, if Charlotte does this right here, to me, it's sort of why they're always in this position. You could say that this is the lower risk prospect, but at the same time, Brandon Miller could bust too. But I think that you got to go for the highest upside. Like, you might have LaMelo and maybe it doesn't work, but at the end of the day, what happens if Scoot and LaMelo are really they're MVP sort of winning point guards? You can trade one of them, and you can fill out your roster that way later on. After like 2 years, let's say Scoot is really showing that he could be an MVP, and maybe LaMelo doesn't quite reach MVP status, but he's like, a perennial all-star, but not MVP status. He's more like a Paul George, right? Where Scoot Henderson is, prime Russell Westbrook in a way. I'm not comparing them like that, but I'm saying like the MVP to perennial all-star. Then you more likely you're gonna keep Scoot over LaMelo Ball. So you can't make that. You have to make the decision of the highest upside. If I'm the Hornets, and just go for the highest upside, honestly. And that's why for the Nets, it's like, if they do trade for this pick, like, is it worth it for Brandon Miller? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it for Amen Thompson? Maybe. Would it would it have been worth it for Scoot Henderson? Absolutely. But anyway, y'all. Sorry for taking your time. I've been rambling on about pretty much nothing, to be honest. Like I said earlier, I just make these videos because I feel like making these videos. One day, you know, I'll start paying attention to some college ball and start actually paying attention to what they do exactly, and you know, I'll get to that level. But right now, I'm just rambling, honestly. But thanks for coming out and listening. If you did, subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.